start our music, shall we? So we can all do this together. Is everyone ready? Maybe you have to restart it. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, and 1. Elder number 3. Just making sure mine's playing on my phone. All right. One more time. So that's Kira. You can hear me, right? Cool. So we're in child's pose. You can have your knees wide or close together. Toes can be touching. Arms can be reaching forward. Forehead can be down on the mat or a block. Reaching the fingertips closer to the front of your mat. Start by taking deep breaths. Starting to settle into your mat. Finding a bit of grounding this morning. Maybe it's sunny out where you are. Maybe it's a little bit rainy and cold. Just kind of feeling out where you're at today. Are you feeling energized? Are you feeling a little tired still? Are you feeling good? Roll the forehead side to side. Giving yourself a little forehead massage on your mat. Just keep doing this. Take a few breaths to stay here in child's pose. Deepening the breath, Ujjayi breath, making that sound in the back of the throat like you're fogging up a mirror. Breathing in and out through the nose and out through the mouth when you need. Take 3 more deep breaths here to stay in child's pose. Maybe you start to come up to tabletop. Maybe you keep your eyes closed or you open them. From here, we're going to take a nice wrist stretch. So if your knees were wider, take them close together underneath the hips. Now you're either going to have your fingertips pointing away from each other, your wrists pointing towards each other, excuse me. Or if you can, you're going to have your fingertips turn all the way back, pointing towards your knees. Or find something in between that if that's not possible. You might start to tuck the toes and make little circles counterclockwise. And as you come back, pulling back towards the heels, you start to lift the wrists and open up the fingertips, making little circles. Those of you spending a lot of time maybe playing video games or on the computer, typing, whatever you do, this is a really nice stretch. Maybe you're still driving. A couple more rounds in this direction. And go ahead, reverse your direction, other side. Nice and slow, gently pulling up the wrists as you come back. Couple more rounds. And find stillness, fingertips face forward once again. We're gonna find our block and we're gonna open up our knees nice and wide. Untuck the toes. Take our block, bring it behind us. Go ahead, sit back on the block. So our knees are super wide. Our feet are by our sides, kind of on the edge of the mat, depending on how tall you are here. We're gonna start by leaning back and having our fingertips face forward. So we're leaning back in this almost like a straddle here. Press into the hands, open the chest, puff up the chest, and start to look up towards the sky. I'm sorry, I meant saddle, not straddle. Ooh, it's so early. Puff up the chest, start to look up, maybe even look a little bit back or directly up towards the sky. Bring the chin down towards the chest, look forward, keep pressing down into the floor. Maybe start to bend the elbows a little bit to even open the chest more. And you can kind of tailor this to your own back bend because we are doing a slight back bend here. So if you want to come up on the fingertips and maybe not point the fingers back and have the thumbs closest to you, just press into the fingers and open up the shoulders and heart. You can do that. The bringing the hands all the way down to the mat is optional, and bending the elbows is optional. Take a few breaths. You're starting to wake up the chest, the heart, the spine. Press into the hands, start to come back up and keep your body where it is. We're gonna grab that left leg and bring the foot to the floor. So the knees point up towards the sky. Bring the left arm behind you and the right arm in front of that left leg and twist open to the left. Pressing into that right arm, into that left leg, getting a nice deep twist, maybe looking behind you. Nice. Other side, you can take that left leg, bring it right back down to your left side. Right leg comes up, foot to the floor, knee bent, pointing up. Right arm behind you, fingertips to the floor. Left arm to the outside of the right leg. Twist to the right, maybe start to look behind you. Really turn your chin towards your right shoulder to get a nice stretch in the left side of the neck. Couple breaths. I'm actually really sad listening to this song because I had tickets to see Elder. It's okay, they'll reschedule. Come out, bringing that foot back down. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Come up off the block, remove it. Now, we're going to bring our feet out in front of us, come into reverse tabletop. So our knees are bent, feet on the floor, hands behind us, fingertips pointing forward. Press into the feet and hands, press up, squeeze the glutes. Maybe you look forward, keep the neck on nice and straight, or you can start to draw your eyes up towards the ceiling. Press into the floor, really spread the chest here. Spread the collarbone, squeeze the glutes, press the hips up for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and nice and slow 1, lower the hips down to the floor. Take that right foot, cross it over the left thigh. So we're coming into a seated figure 4. Now you can stay here, maybe even lean back if you want less of a hip opener, or maybe you turn the fingertips to face behind you and you kind of just inch your hands towards your lower back, pressing your chest closer to that right shin. Maybe you flex the right foot, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades closer together and look up. Take a couple breaths. Inch your hands away from you if you're in this pose. Undo the foot, left side. Left leg crosses over the right thigh. Again, you can kind of tailor this to your own body. So you can walk the hands back if you need a little more room for this hip opener. Or you can do what we just did and inch the hands closer to your lower back, pulling the chest toward that left shin, flexing the left foot and drawing the chest open, shoulder blades together. Take a few breaths, just allow this to open up that left side. Whenever we just wake up, maybe we stayed up late. I know I did for no reason. It's nice to get a little bit of a deep, slower stretch when we first start in the morning. Nice, walk the hands away from your back if they're close. Undo this. And lean forward, hold the shins. Just take a couple breaths, hugging your shins for a couple seconds. Nice. Now I'm going to take a page out of Haley's book for her 80s barre class. I just love this so much. It seemed like a really easy pose or an easy little workout thing to do, but it was actually really challenging for me and it was kind of weird. But since we're here, feet are in front of us, knees are bent, you can actually walk the feet a little away from you. Bring the hands behind you. Since we're opening the chest today, walk the hands a little further away from you, fingertips pointing forward. Now we're just gonna lower down, bending the elbows, and really press the hands down into the floor and press up. You don't have to totally straighten the elbows, but you can. Now do it again, bend the elbows, lower your back further down, press up. The little tricep dips, they don't feel like a lot right now, but if you really press into the floor, go ahead, try a few more. Press into the floor as you come down and up. Really putting a lot of work into this, even though it doesn't look very hard. So do some more here. Pressing into the floor, coming down, coming up, trying to point the elbows directly behind you, pressing the heels down to the floor as leverage. Do this for a few more breaths till you start to feel it burn in the triceps, and then do some more. Two more breaths. Nice job. From here, scoot your bum forward. And let's come down onto our backs. Grab a block. You probably know what we're gonna do now because I started teaching at a studio that was a forest studio, forest yoga. And one of their aspects of forest yoga is get the crunches done in the beginning to give you a nice strong core for the rest of your flow, which I thought honestly was brilliant. So we're coming onto our backs, bringing the block between the thighs, interlace the hands behind your head, open up the shoulder nice and wide. Now from here, we're gonna squeeze the block between the thighs, our knees are bent, but then we're gonna straighten the legs out for a moment. They don't have to touch the floor or anything, and then bend the knees back in so they're a 90-degree angle, and they're straight, the knees are straight over the hips. Again, kick out the legs straight and draw the knees over the hips. Let's do that for 15 more counts. 1, 2, open the elbows, 3, 4, to the music, 5, 6, 7, 8, nice job. 9, we're more than halfway there. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Keep the knees up. And let's do regular crunches here, 15, counting for 1, 2, kind of slow here, 3, 4, 5, open elbows, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, almost there, 13, keep going, 14, on 15, lift and hold for 5, 4, 3, squeeze, 2, and 1, lower the feet and head. Whew. Knees can move a little bit side to side. Since we're here on the floor, ready to keep moving, let's go ahead and lift the knees up and turn the knees over to the left, keeping the block. And we're just gonna do 10 crunches on each side, lifting for 1, 2, 3. Maybe try to draw the left elbow 4 to the right hip. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lift the knees, other side, knees to the right side, and 10 more, right elbow towards the left hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. Whew. Move the block to the side. I decided this morning that I would rock you guys with a nice power class. And then I remembered that it was a stoner metal playlist. So I was like, all right, we'll do power, but it'll be nice and slow. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Start to rock a little bit if it works for your spine. If not, just press yourself up. Swing the feet around for tabletop. From here, hands underneath the shoulders, nice tabletop pose. Bend the elbows, look forward, dip the belly. Exhale, press for cat. Chin to chest. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, press and round. Couple more in cat-cow. Inhale forward. Press and round. Inhale. And really press, spread the shoulder blades apart in your cat pose. Come to a neutral spine. Maybe take the knees a few inches behind you. So the hips aren't directly over the knees. The hips are a little bit forward over the knees. Now we're gonna come down in our modified chaturanga, so modified push-up. So if you wanna tuck the toes here, it's probably a good idea. And we're gonna lower the chest down, bend the elbows, but keep the elbows close to your torso. Maybe boop the nose in the floor, press up. Whew. Even modified chaturangas are hard, so it's good to practice here if you don't quite have your chaturanga all the way. And it's also good to practice here to make sure we have proper form. So really check in with yourself here. Maybe look at your camera as you do it. If you come down and you feel your elbows start to separate a lot, that's kind of like a normal push-up. Chaturangas, you want to come down. Go ahead, try it out. Keep the elbows close to your sides. And try to make sure your shoulders are far away from the ears. Press up. So if you come down and you start to feel the shoulders come up towards the ears, like what's happening right now to me, check it out. That's when you want to draw the shoulder blades further down. So just keep that in mind as you come from high to low chaturanga if you do the full vinyasas during our sun salutations. We're pressing into the hands, we're tucking the toes, we're lifting the hips for downward facing. Pedal out the heels, find some movement, move along with the breath, move along with the song. Again, always checking in with your body. If you're participating in our early 420 celebration, just remember if that affects you in certain ways, maybe not to push it too hard, or maybe it makes you even more energized. If you're silly like me, you had a coffee already for some reason. And find stillness in your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press into all 10 fingers. Plug the shoulder blades in while you do this. So I know there's always this feeling you want to spread the hands, spread the shoulders, really get as much length as possible. But I want to encourage you to actually plug the shoulder blades in and not have the arms press so much that they come out of their socket in a way. Look forward at the hands, and we're just going to slowly walk both feet to hands. Take our forward fold. From here, let the hands come down to the floor, maybe fingertips touch. You can always bend the knees. No, you don't have to be totally touching the toes here. You can always bend the knees a lot. Maybe start to bend one knee at a time and look underneath the arm, side to side as you bend each knee. Straightening one hamstring at a time. Letting the head go here. Maybe you find stillness in your forward fold. You just slowly shake the head side to side to the music. Maybe do little baby head bangs to the music. I know when I do yoga at home, I'm constantly just banging my head to the music, kind of undoing a lot of the neck stretches I do. Bend the knees a lot. Go ahead, rest your chest and belly on your thighs. Maybe you even interlace the hands behind you, press the arms against the calves, and draw the head down, look between the knees. If you have a deep forward fold, you can straighten the legs and really draw your chest down here as well. Maybe you sway gently side to side like a centimeter. Hips moving left to right. Just feeling it in the more of the groin as you do that. the inner thighs. Nice, release the hands, inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Now, when you come into Ardha Uttanasana, see how my shoulders are close to my ears? Draw them back and open the chest. So your arms won't so much hang down as they will plug in and touch your knees, shins, thighs, whatever. Take an inhale to stay. Exhale to forward fold. Head comes down. Inhale halfway. Shoulder blades draw in, open chest. Puff up the chest, maybe look a little bit forward. Inhale to stay. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up to rise. Press into the feet, lift the arms. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center once again. I'm going to turn to face you, but face forward. Inhale, lift the arms again. Grab the right wrist with left hand, side bend, exhale, over to the left. Try to really press into that right foot, and you'll feel a deeper stretch along the armpit and the right side, on the side of the body. Maybe all the way down to the right side of your lower back. Reach up again, inhale. Hug the belly in, Uddiyana Bandha. Grab the left wrist with right hand, side bend over to the right. Press into that left foot. Take a couple breaths. Maybe let's try that again. Inhale, reach the arms up, grab right wrist with left hand. See if you can go a little deeper here. And maybe press the hips over to the right. Standing up, pressing nice and tall. Inhale, grab left wrist. Exhale to the right. Press the hips to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Doing a sun A, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Step one foot back, then the other, coming into our plank pose, first of the day. Excuse me. Press into all 10 fingers. Let's come into our modified chaturanga. So lower the knees down. So you notice already how our knees are a little further back than directly underneath the hips. As we come high to low, we hug the elbows in close to us and boop our nose down on the floor. I love saying boop. Inhale, slide forward, upward facing or cobra. Pop your chest up towards the front, hug the elbows in. It's nice to bend the elbows here. You'll get a nice little tricep workout. Press into tabletop, lift the hips, tuck the toes. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You can find a little bit of stillness or you can pedal out the heels. Nice. From here, look forward, hop, step, or jump. Inhale halfway. Exhale, nice and big up in the mouth, fold. Let's do that again. Inhale halfway. Exhale out through the mouth, folding. One more time, inhale halfway. Fill the lungs, exhale, sigh of relief as you fold. Bend the knees, slowly roll to rise. Press into the feet and heels. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, come all the way back down for another sound A. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back for plank pose. Let's see if you can do the full plank here, or the full chaturanga. Slide the shoulders forward over the wrist, high to low. Inhale, upward facing or cobra to downward dog. Find stillness here, really press into the palms and the fingertips, especially where the fingers meet the palms in the hands. Heels are heavy. Draw the belly in, Uddiyana Bandha. Look forward, hop, step, or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, nice and big, forward fold. Press into the heels, bend the knees, sweep the arms up to rise. Inhale, arms lift. Let's come all the way back down for a third sun A, a little bit faster. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's step, hop, or jump back. High to low. Now, I actually did that wrong, Nate. When you jump back from forward fold to plank, you should actually come into your low chaturanga, your low push-up. And it's a little less pressure on the low spine. So we come from cobra to downward facing dog. Go ahead, look forward, hop, step, or jump, both feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's lift the arms up. And let's bend the knees, sit back into chair pose, Utkatasana. There are so many different versions of chair pose, depending on what studio you go to, what style of yoga you do. There's more of the Ashtanga version, which is really deep and you're reaching up and it's a pretty deep back bend. There's more of the regular kind of Hatha Vinyasa, Iyengar style, just reaching forward, sitting back towards the heels. But either way, your toes should be so light that they can lift or they do lift off the floor. You can have your big toes touching. Personally, I'm not a big fan of that. I like when my feet are the toes are facing forward, pointing directly in front. I feel a deeper and more strengthening pose here in my quads. Sit back a little deeper. Let's do a little bit of pulsing here in chair pose for 10, 9, 8, 7, maybe to the music, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stay in chair, hands to heart center, twist to the left. Now, a little trick I learned in class a couple months ago, if you're not quite here yet and you're twisting chair, like if your right elbow doesn't quite reach the outside of the left leg, your right elbow can come to the inside of the right leg. That does mean your right knee is a little more bent forward, it's okay. Or you can bring the right arm down between the legs and grab the inside of the left shin. Maybe you lift up that left arm. Just a little modification if your arm doesn't quite reach that pose. Now, if you have a nice little side crow here, feel free to come down, pop in a little side crow. Don't get nervous if you don't even know what that is, or if you feel like you're absolutely not going to do that today. That is purely optional if you want to take it a step further. Let's get deeper, sit the hips lower. Coming out of your side crow if you're in it. Meeting us back in this twisted chair. Start to lift up that right heel, up and down off the floor. Feeling a little more weightless in that heel, pressing more to the left. Now let's see if we can gently lift the right foot up. Step back in our twisted lunge. Not an easy thing to do as you look at the camera, I'll tell you that. Press the hands together, staying in your twisted lunge. Keep that back right leg nice and strong. I'm gonna step back and forth a few times. It's very challenging, but you guys can do it. Go ahead, step forward with the right foot, twisted chair. Lift the right heel, step it back, whew, twisted lunge. Let's try that a couple more times. Step the right foot forward, twisted chair. Lift the right heel, back to your lunge. Let's stay here for a moment. You can decide to open the arms. Hands together. Let's gently lower down that right knee. And let's come out here, bring the right hand to right side, heel to the left foot to left corner. And let's start to press the hips forward if that's there for you. Coming into a little low lunge, but deep quad stretch, optional. You can reach back with the left arm. You can also take a block under the right hand. I love doing that, feels really nice for me. Reaching back with the left. Maybe if it's there for you, you're grabbing that right foot with the left hand. Your deep quad stretch might look a little more like this. which honestly, if you're directly on the kneecap like that, it's probably not going to feel good or be good for your knee. So unless you can press the hips a little forward and come on to more of the kind of the area on the thigh right above the knee, then I would recommend removing the foot from your hand and staying more in this pose. You're still going to get that stretch in the quad. You're still going to get the stretch in the front of the right hip. Just a matter of keeping your knee safe here. You can always take that left hand and kind of press on that left thigh, a little bit open to the left. It's okay if you come on the left edge of the left foot like I am. Let's start to come out of this heel to the left foot to center. If you want to use both blocks, you can. You don't need both blocks. But if you have them, block can be on either side in each hand. And you can lift the hips up and back, flipping the left toes, maybe kind of moving that heel closer to the front of the mat and bowing down in your half split. If you don't have your blocks, fingertips work too. Bow down towards that left thigh, left knee. Maybe do little baby head bangs here to the music. Feeling that stretch as you lower the head down all the way down the back of that left leg. Couple more breaths to stay. Okay, come onto that left foot. Tuck the back right toes, so we're in our runner's lunge now. I'm gonna press into the left foot. Actually, let's heel to the left foot a little to the left so you're not quite on the tightrope here, you're more on railroad tracks. Press into the left foot, rise up for lunge. Hips facing forward, arms are strong, shoulders are low. Now from here, we're gonna start to bend the right knee, hover it off the floor. This should be about, let's say, 5 inches from the floor. And let's do little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, to the music, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands lower. Go ahead, just step the right foot forward. Take a relaxing forward fold, heel toe the feet further apart, take a ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows if you like, swing gently side to side, nice and slow. Hang the neck down, hang the head down. I want you to feel zero tightness in the head right now. So your head on average weighs about, I think, 11 pounds. So really release that from your neck right now. Let your neck have a little break. Although it's built to do that, it's nice to have a little bit of a stretch here and rest. Let the arms dangle down, heel to the feet closer together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. We're sweeping the arms up for chair pose for the other side. Isn't it funny when you forget there's a whole other side to do? Sink the heels down, sink the hips down. Finding your version of chair pose, either Ashtanga, Iyengar, pretty much any other style uses more like this. Pointing the toes forward, sitting back towards the heels, maybe lifting the toes off the floor. Opening the chest though, try not to cave the chest in. Although you do want to suck the belly in here, you also want to open the chest and pull the shoulder blades closer together. Get a little low. Let's take some pulses. We'll only do 5, lowering for 5, 4, 3, 2, and stay low, hands together. Twist to the right this time. Again, you can find your modification if you need it. That left elbow can come to the inside of the left thigh, kind of between the legs. You can straighten the arm between the legs and grab the inside of the right shin, reaching the right arm up. Or you can just stay in your regular twisted chair pose. If you want to take your side crow, go ahead. If you didn't on the other side, you want to, why not? It's not like you're going to be uneven for the rest of your life if you do one side and not the other. Stay If you're not doing that side crow, take a couple breaths. Nice. From here, if you're in your side crow, find your way back. Start to lift that left heel up and down, bringing more weight into the right foot. Really start to feel the weight in that right foot as you lift the left heel and step the left foot back, twisted lunge. Press back into that left heel. Whew. Finding your strength here. Maybe you're feeling hot and sweaty. Perfect. Nice way to start your day. Feel the weight in your right foot as you step the left foot back to your chair. We're doing it again. Lift the left heel, step left foot back, twisted lunge. Step the left foot forward for chair. Last one, lift the left heel, step it back to stay. Press back into that left heel, nice and slow. Start to lower that left knee down. Lower the left hand down to the floor. Or if you like to grab your block, you can put that underneath your left hand. Your right foot can heel toe to the outer right top edge of the mat. And you can twist open and reach back with the right arm. If it's there for you, you can bend the left knee, grab the left foot with the right hand, deep quad stretch. If you want to find another way to bring this pose to more of an energizing flow, you can unlock the left elbow, bend the left elbow, and hug it in towards your left side. Get a little tricep workout there. As you can tell, I'm kind of obsessed with finding little tricep workouts throughout my flows. If you're not quite here, you're releasing the foot. Maybe you're just taking the right hand and just gently opening that right knee to right side, just seeing if that helps this pose for you. It's all about the shape of your hips. If you're like me, that right knee never really points forward comfortably if you're in this pose. Mine only feels comfortable when my hip is open and my right knee is to right side. And that's just because, and I've talked about this before, if you ever read anything by Bernie Clark, it's all about the shape of your hips, the length of your femoral head, the deepness of your hip socket, etc. So it's all about your skeleton. So try not to take yourself too seriously when you can't do a pose quite exactly the way you want to. Could just be the shape of your skeleton. Nice. Lift the hips a little bit. If you have two blocks, grab one in each hand. Coming into that half split, leaning the hips back, lifting the right toes. If you don't have your blocks, fingertips to the floor. Bowing down, you might kind of shimmy that right heel closer to the front for a deeper stretch. Bowing the chest down. Maybe those little baby head bangs here, feeling the stretch deeper as you lower the head down, chin to chest. Take a few breaths to stay, flexing the right toes up. Nice, start to lift the chest. Walk the hands forward, tuck the back toes. Make sure you're not in a solid line. You can be, it just makes it a little more challenging, so keep that in mind. Tuck the back left toes, lift the left knee, press into the right foot and rise for your lunge. Arms are strong, abs are strong. Starting to bend the left knee down towards the floor, hovering at about 5 inches. We pulse here, nice and slow for 10, 9, 8, 7, nice job. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the hands come down. Take a big step forward, the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's take another ragdoll. Grab the opposite elbow you did before. So your arms can be, kind of switching around, swaying a little side to side. You can also take gorilla pose here, so you can heel to your feet under the hips. Slide the palms underneath the soles of the feet. And you can let the chin come down, look between thighs. You can also yeah. You can also take your index and middle fingers, wrap them around your big toes. You can let the elbows fly out to the sides instead of hugging in, and then drop the chin between the shoulders. So the shoulders, for me at least, are touching my ears, maybe for you as well. One of the only yoga poses I know of that this is kind of encouraged, where your shoulders are super high up towards the ears. So you get a nice stretch in trapezius, trying to get the most out of this forward fold. Release the toes, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, slowly press up to rise. Inhale, reach the arms. Let's take the left foot back. Let's take a warrior one pose, hips facing forward. My favorite band just came on. I love Wind Hand. They're amazing. If you've never heard of Wind Hand before, after this class, please check them out. They will change your life if you're a big doom stoner metal fan. Arms come down by your sides, interlace behind your back. Peel the chest open, start to look up. On your exhale, bow the chest down, humble warrior. Now, if you have that strap, this is a time where you can utilize that. You don't need it if you don't have it. You can do what I'm doing now, just kind of resting the interlaced hands behind your back, unless you have that stretch in the shoulders. Looking back towards that left heel. Press into the right foot, start to rise. We're gonna open up for warrior two pose. Which normally in yoga classes, and I'm guilty of this myself a lot, you're encouraged to just kind of go right into reverse, right into side angle, just to get out of warrior two. But let's take a moment to sit here and get deeper. Keep the arms strong. Change your gaze, look forward, down that middle right finger. We always itch to find movement in poses. Let's try to find some stillness. Maybe practice closing the eyes. Whenever I close my eyes in a standing pose, I feel like I'm on a boat, swaying a little bit. Nice. Go ahead, let the hands come down by the sides of your right foot. Tuck the back left toe, step it forward. We're just gonna repeat this on the other side. Inhale, reach up to rise. Exhale, right foot steps back, warrior one. Hips pointing forward, arms are strong. Arms come down by your sides. Again, strap or interlace, or just keep your hands interlaced towards the lower back. Peel the chest open, start to look up, inhale. With your next exhale, chest comes down to left thigh. If you've got the stretch, the arms can come over the head, or they stay down towards your low back. You can look towards your right heel. Press into the left foot, start to rise. Arms release, open up, warrior two. Arms strong. Really let the music help you stay here, help you focus. If it's loud enough on your end, maybe you can feel the vibration of it through your floor, through your feet. Maybe it helps you breathe. Maybe it helps you keep your breath steady and your focus strong. Shoulders strong, maybe close the eyes. When you stay in poses like this that you usually move in and out of pretty fast, you realize that they're pretty difficult to just stay in, really depending on the day you're having, but it's a challenging pose when you stop to think about it. Nice, hands come down, align the front left foot, tuck the back Right toes, step the right foot forward. Now, it's about time to finish. I did have eagle pose planned, so I think we should just take a moment to come into eagle pose. I think it's a really great pose to just kind of finish off the strength, slow flow that we're doing today. So you're still with me. Let's plant the right foot. Let's cross that left leg over. Now the right arm is under, so cross the left arm over for eagle pose, Garudasana. Hug the belly in. I know it's tempting to kind of lift up the hips, lift up the tailbone, but hug them under, come into a neutral position there, and try to lower down a little more. Maybe you even come down so much as to tap your elbow to your knee, you come back up. Maybe try it a couple times. They're like standing crunches almost. Nice, slowly come out, unravel. Come right into the other side, nice and fun to kind of switch the arms like that. Cross the right leg over, left arm under. Hug the belly in, Uddiyana Bandha. Maybe come down all the way to touch the elbow to knee. Lifting. Try it another time or two if you can. Maybe you're swaying like the breeze, like I am. Maybe you're falling. That's okay. Start to unravel. Nice job. Bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath. That concludes the standing aspect of our class. We're almost finished. We're gonna come all the way down to our backs. We're gonna hug the knees into our chest. We're just let the knees fall to the left, open the right arm to right side, lying twist. You can let that left arm or left hand rest on the outside of the right knee. Maybe look over towards your right elbow. Knees come into chest, other side, knees fall to right, left arm to left. Look over to the left elbow. Where I am, it's nice and sunny. I don't know if anyone's in the north of Boston or Boston area. I know some of you are. Such a beautiful day. Better than the snow we had the other day, which is crazy to me. Hug the knees into chest, give them a nice squeeze. And finally, you've made it. It's time for corpse pose. I actually won Trivial Pursuit the other day because half of the questions I got somehow were yoga related. So I'm thankful for that today. As I lie in my Shavasana. Relax down. Arms are heavy. If this is not good for your low back to lie flat, you can always bend the knees, soles of the feet to the floor, feet wide, maybe as wide as your mat, and knocking the knees together. You can flip the palms to face up and stay. Stay in your Shavasana, eyes are closed. Deep breaths. Feeling a sense of grounding. Feeling the strength that we built up. Maybe feeling a little more awake than before. Feeling grateful for this beautiful day. Aware of your body, of your heartbeat. letting the music just wash over you, almost like you're lying on the beach. The music is like those little waves that are just coming close enough to get you wet. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it takes away a little bit more of your anxiety. Another fear you have, it pulls into the ocean, something else that you don't need right now. Excuse me. Take a deep breath in, open the jaw, exhale through the mouth. Maybe you start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And when you're ready, you can roll onto your right side in fetal position. And when you're ready, meet me in a seated position or on your knees, facing forward. Just taking in the energy that you just built up in your body. Maybe you're enjoying the music or the silence. Maybe you hear the sounds of your neighborhood. For me, it's a nice peaceful sound coming from my neighborhood. Just silence. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. As you sit here, eyes closed, palms at your heart, take a moment to remember to be thankful, grateful for what you do have. And try to remember the things that you have, the people you have in love, rather than the things that might be canceled or not happening at the moment. Remember to show that gratitude that we have our lives, we have our family, friends, and loved ones, and our pets. We have our food and shelter and water. The light and dark in me loves and honors the light and dark in you. And together we say, Namaste.